Hello, I'm Eric Merritt from Eric Merritt Sells AC Real Estate, Realtor of Homesport, Northeast Mesa. We're going to go into the Metro Phoenix market update. So it's going to include the West Valley, all the West Valley cities of Avondale, Buckeye, Glendale, Goodyear, Peoria, Surprise, Tolleson, Whitman, and Waddell. And then we're going to do Phoenix, Scottsdale, the Central Valley cities, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, Cave Creek, Carefree, and Paradise Valley. Then we're going to do the East Valley cities, Tempe, Chandler, Mesa, Gilbert, Queen Creek, Santan Valley, Mesa, Apache Junction, Gold Canyon. And then Florence is kind of like in the cutoff. We have Florence and Pinal County cities group. So Pinal County cities include Maricopa, Casa Grande, Coolidge, and Florence. We're going to do the synopsis first and show you the monthly inventory supply and how it has been since January this year all the way to this month, September. So you can see that the inventory is starting to go up, which is a relief in the positive direction for buyers, but it's still a very strong seller's market. And then that's what we're going to do for each of these groups. We're going to do the data sets for them, how many of them sold in each of these areas, and then the average sales price, and then the sales price to list price ratio, the monthly turnover rate in these areas, and then the highs and lows, the highest it sold, the lowest, so you'll see a picture of them, and then what they sold for, how long they were on the market for, and their sales price to list price ratio. And then we're going to go into the price ranges from even starting at mobile homes from 150,000 to 300,000, condos and townhomes from 150,000 to 300,000, 300,000 to 500 to 7, 500,000 to $1 million for townhomes and condos, and then single family homes 250 to 350, 350 to 500,000, 500 to 750, 750 to $1 million. Then we're going to do 1 million to 2 million, 2 million to 3 million, 3 million to 5 million, and 5 million and up. So you're going to see how many of them sold on an FHA loan, conventional, cash, or VA, and how many seller concessions were received to the buyer from the seller for FHA and conventional loans. You'll also see what the sales price to list price ratios were in each of these price categories and the types of homes. And then that will pretty much conclude the market update for Metro Phoenix area for September 2021. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get this video started. Thank you. So this is our real estate synopsis of the Metro Phoenix area for September 2021. January 20th, we had 5,385 active and 10,022 were sold in December actually. So this is for the previous month. And then we had 4 months, February, March, April, and May, which I've said in other videos, where we are below 5,000 active inventory. And now for the first time, September, 3 weeks in a row on Tuesdays, because Tuesday is always the lowest point of inventory throughout the week. Friday and Saturday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, ramp up with the inventory because that's when listings get posted. Then they go under contract and go pending on Sunday and Monday, and then Tuesday is when you have your lowest amount of listings. So 3 weeks in a row, we have been over 7,000 units. So on September 20th, we had 7,324. We sold 9,051 last month. So that gives us a 0.81 monthly inventory supply. At this rate, we will get there. And then that's 3 to 4 months. We should be at a month supply based on the rates that you're seeing here. The Crawford Market Report, our index, shows what I would say about half and half red, half green, maybe a little bit more red than green here. Fountain Hills had a staggering 39% increase in market index report. Market index 639.3 from 460.4. But then you have Paradise Valley that went down 12%. You have Maricopa that went down 19%, 235.5 from 291. Any number over 100 represents a seller's market. 100 is when you have a balanced market as far as a Crawford market report goes. So the West Valley cities, we have Avondale was 30.8% inventory, 30.8% appreciation from exactly a year ago. All of these numbers are comparing August 2020 to August 2021. And then these numbers over here were the peak in 2006 or 2007, which everything has far surpassed that. The highest that you see here on this list was 41.5% in Waddell, from 383,819 to 543,181. And Surprise went up 37.5%, from 310,494 to 427,49. Buckeye went up 31.9%, from 309,605 to 408,248. So those are some of the numbers here that you will see. Whitman went up 21.4%, 322,942 to 392,256. So all of the West Valley cities averaged 30.9%, nearly 31% in annual appreciation. West Valley cities closed 4.3 more transactions than in July of 2021. So that's kind of interesting. The sales have flattened out, but the appreciation does still keep going up, even though the appreciation rates are starting to slow down a little bit. Central Valley cities, you have Laveen at 36.9%. Paradise Valley was 36.5%. Went from 1,807,624 to 2,658,736, which was very strong for such a high-end market as far as the appreciation goes. Scottsdale was at 28.4%, 722,497 in August 2020 to 898,50. So all of the Central Valley cities, all of these cities combined, there's only 6.3 less transactions compared to the previous month of July. August 2021 had 2964 sold versus 3164. So exactly 200 units less sold in August versus July. East Valley cities, Apache Junction went up 48.5%. Florence went up 38.9%. From 232,749 to 323,279, because of a lot of the new build construction is pushing that up, and the price range, of course, too. Southeast Gilbert went up 35.9%, from 461,678 to 623,397. So Florence took the lead, or actually Apache Junction took the lead here, but as far as the prices go, Southeast Gilbert was very strong. Santan Valley was 35.3%. This is 3 months in a row that Santan Valley has been at 420,000 in average sales price. Went from 312,448 to 422,830. Very strong indeed. All the East Valley cities averaged nearly 32% in growth and appreciation from August 2020 to August 2021. Comparing the appreciation, Santan Valley went up 69.4% in appreciation from its previous 2006 peak of 249,587. All the East Valley cities had 6.3 less transactions collectively than in July of 2021. Southeast Gilbert and Florence had the biggest drop in transactions at 10.6% and 8.8% respectively, compared to July of 2021. So that's the East Valley cities. It's interesting, the West Valley had a slight increase in transactions, but the East Valley had a slight decrease in transactions. Pinal County, Coolidge went up 39%, and then Florence, same thing, 38.9, because I have Florence twice in the Pinal County cities in the East Valley. Coolidge has the leads in the highest appreciation rate at 39% because of the new build. 73 homes sold in Coolidge last month, and out of those, 40 of them were new builds. So that is what's driving the Coolidge real estate market up very quickly in appreciation growth. Casa Grande, for the first time, has crossed the 300,000 threshold, joining Florence and Maricopa over 300,000 in average sales price. Casa Grande last month was at 305,337 versus 231,66 from exactly a year ago. Maricopa was at 363, 342 last month. So East Valley, the highest that sold in the East Valley was in Gilbert at 3,500,000. Northeast Mesa was the same one in Los Angeles, at 2,030,000. Mesa was 2,100,000 for the highest sold. Highest sold in Gold Canyon was 3,250,000. And Chandler, the highest sold was 2,300,000. And then you will see the lowest and the average sales prices here on this column, how many were active, and then what the monthly inventory rates have been. So they're increasing a little bit, but not that much. Some of them have decreased. So, but most of the inventory supply rates have pretty much stayed the same there. East Valley again, for North and Central Gilbert, the highest that sold was 1,550,000. The highest that sold in Power Ranch was 1 million. Power Ranch finally, which I had said in previous videos, it did happen. It was a T.W. Lewis model with a basement, sold for $1 million in Power Ranch. Southeast Gilbert, the highest that sold was 3,500,000. Queen Creek was 1,825,000. Santan Valley, the highest that sold where was 938,000, I believe, in Quintera. And the highest that sold in Tempe was 1,080,000. So that concludes the East Valley data set. This is what, these are the highs for Apache Junction, Chandler, the 2,300,000. All of these MLS numbers, you can put them into our website back here and go to advanced search, and then you go to MLS number search, and then you type in the MLS number right there, and you will have access to all the photos and listing information for any of these listings. So I'm just going to touch on, this is the one in Power Ranch that sold for $1 million. North Central Gilbert, this was a Blanford home, 1,550,000 right there. The highest that sold in Gilbert was this home right here at 3,500,000. The lowest that sold in Gilbert was this condominium in the Icon Hayfield at Gilbert and Houston Road at $182,500. So that concludes the East Valley. Now we're going to move on to Northeast Mesa. The highest that sold here was 2,030,000. Lowest that sold 15,000. And then Mountain Bridge, the highest that sold was 1,275,000. 430,000 was the lowest there. And then Northeast Mesa, this is the highest that sold. Northeast Mesa was the same in Los Angeles. This 6,055 square foot home right here. And then the highest that sold Mountain Bridge was this home, 1,275,000, built by Blanford, which they all are in Mountain Bridge. And then most of them are built by Blanford and Los Angeles. So those are the highs and lows there. Queen Creek, the highest that sold there was the 1,825,000. Lowest was 308,000. Average sales price 553, 595. Santan Valley increased from 0.47 in monthly inventory supply to 0.65. Queen Creek did go down from 1.02 to 0.89, which is interesting. And then Lane Lake Gateway Estates and Queenland Manor are two neighborhoods that I originally door knocked 5 years ago, so that's why I have them on this list. One sold at 450,000 there, the one in Queenland Manor, which was the highest, the only one that sold 425,000 there. And then you're going to see these homes. This is the one in Queen Creek that sold at 1,825,000. Santan Valley, this one is in Quintera. And then this is a 2306 square feet, 2-story, sold for 450. Most of these have been selling for in the low fives from 500,000 to 520. Queenland Manor, this is a 1,505 square foot, sold at 106.2% of list price for 425, 425, very strong. So once again, you have access to these listings. Take these MLS numbers and put them in our website right here. Go to advanced search, MLS number search, and then enter the MLS numbers right there. And then you will see all the photos to them. And Southeast Gilbert, the highest that sold there was 3,500,000. Lowest was 282,900. The inventory rate stayed exactly the same, 0.61. Pecos Park and Santan Ranch and Avonlea are all three neighborhoods that I did door knock 5 years ago. Nothing sold in Avonlea, Highland 5. Pecos Park, 3 of them sold there, and the highest that sold there was $630,900. Lowest that sold was $514. Power Ranch, again, the $1 million T.W. Lewis home, which you're going to see in the next slide. Santan Ranch, the highest that sold there was $610,000. $445,000 was the lowest sold there. And then here are the pictures to them. The highest that sold in Pecos Park was this 3423 square foot, $630,900. The lowest that sold here was a 1862 square foot built by Ryland Homes at $514. This is the one in Power Ranch that sold for $1 million at 106.4%, 4528 square foot T.W. Lewis home with a basement. And then the lowest that sold in Power Ranch was this townhome at $340,000. Santan Ranch, the highest that sold there was $610, a 24, should say two-story there, excuse me, 2451 square foot. And then the lowest that sold there was $445, only 1476 square feet, and sold for $445. I remember when that home was worth probably $230, $240 5 years ago. So we're going to go into something a little bit different just to break up the monotony of going over all the different homes here. So mobile homes that sold from 150,000 to 300,000, 154 of them closed. Out of those, only 33 of them were sold FHA, which is only 21.4% getting under contract and closing. FHA loans in the 250 to 350 price range in single family homes have a 21% acceptance rate getting under contract, so nearly 1 out of 5, which is right here, the 250 to 350. 357 were sold FHA out of 1714. And then out of those 357, 55 of them had seller concessions on an FHA loan. So I would rather have almost a 50% chance of getting under contract with a conventional loan in the same price range, 250 to 350. Between cash and conventional buyers, this represents 61% of all transactions from 250 to 350. And then you're going to see the condos and townhomes are there. 500,000 to 750, 1,055 were sold conventional, 4 were FHA, and 307 were cash, 95 were on a VA loan, and then 750 to 1,471 were sold. This is all throughout the Metro Phoenix area. 307 of these were conventional, 102 were cash, and 18 were on a VA loan. All the way to 5 million and up, only 9 of these monsters were sold. From 5 million and up, 2 were conventional and jumbo loans, and 5 were cash. The price types and sales price to list price ratio. You will see most of these in these price categories have stayed pretty much the same or have gone up a little bit, but not too much. The biggest increase here are the 5 million and up. The sales price to list price ratio in July was 99.8 and went down to 95.7. So that's the biggest decrease in sales price to list price ratio. The 250 to 350 homes still extremely competitive, 104.1% in July to 103% in August. So still extremely competitive. The monthly inventory supply there was only 0.3 sets of a month. So that pretty much is like 10 days, 10-day supply in that price category. 500,000 to 750 is a 1 month turnover rate. Then you go 2 to 3 million is 2.62 months of supply, all the way up to 12.2, 5 million and up. West Valley cities, Avondale had the highest sold at 600,000. Buckeye, the highest sold was $1 million. Glendale was 2,285,000 highest sold. Goodyear highest sold was 810,000. Peoria highest sold was 1,550,000. Surprise, the highest there was 1,200,000. Then Tolleson, the highest there was 560,000. Waddell with the highest was 950, and Whitman, the highest there was 665. Monthly inventory rates have gone up a little bit, and the ones in yellow, 0.83 to 1.11 month supply there for Waddell. And then Avondale did go up a little bit more than that, 0.44 to 0.55. So it just went over a tenth. So that's why I put it in yellow. All of these others were equal because they went down or more than less than a tenth, less than 3 days. So that is the data set for that. And then this is what the highest one sold looks like in Avondale. This was in Garden Lakes at 600,000. This one in Buckeye is right to the east of Verado at $1 million. Glendale, the highest sold there, was $2,285,000. Also had an RV garage. Highest that sold in Goodyear was $810,000. Highest that sold here, Peoria, this beautiful home at $1,550,000. Surprise, this one, yeah, $1 million listing, $1.2 million in Surprise. Pellison was $560,000, this home right here. Waddell, this one was at $950,000, and then this one in Whitman was $665,000 last month that closed. So once again, you want to see any of these listings, copy the MLS numbers and put them into our website. You go to advanced search, go to MLS number search, and then enter the MLS numbers right here. Central Phoenix cities, you're going to see quite a few equal signs. So Carefree was pretty much the same, a monthly inventory supply. Cave Creek as well. Phoenix actually about exactly the same. Scottsdale was very close to the same. The highest that sold in Scottsdale was $9,600,000. Highest that sold in Phoenix was $5,610,319. And the highest that sold in Paradise Valley was $7,800,000. Highest that sold in Fountain Hills was $2,900,000. These are the pictures of the highs and lows here for Carefree, Cave Creek, Fountain Hills. Levine was this one at $640,000. Paradise Valley, this one was at $7,800,000. Phoenix, this one was a new build at the $5,610,319. Scottsdale, this was the highest that sold there, $9,600,000. So those are the highs and lows there. And then you know what to do if you want to see the pictures or the listing information in any one of them. Just go to our website. And then the Pinal County cities, Casa Grande, highest that sold was $1,242,925. Coolidge, the highest sold was $520,000. Florence, highest sold was $750,000. Maricopa, the highest sold was $600,000. And the monthly inventory supply did go up in Maricopa from 0.92 months to 1.26. Stayed pretty much the same in Florence, and they went down in Casa Grande and Coolidge. And then Pinal County, this is the highs and lows. This is the home in Casa Grande at $1,242,925. Highest that sold in Coolidge was $520,000. Highest that sold in Florence, this home at $750,000. And then this two-story in Maricopa at $600,000. So that concludes for the Pinal County. So that pretty much ends our market update report. I know it's pretty long. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, please give me a call at 480-999-6061. If you find this video interesting, I know it's long and can be a little bit on the boring side, but feel free to give me a call at the same number that I already said. But if you do find this video interesting and very informative, and you want to see all these different areas in the Phoenix area, please go ahead and hit our like and subscribe button and share this video, and then you'll be notified of future ones as well. If you're a buyer coming in from out of state, this is a good video to watch. I know it's a pretty long one, but at least you'll see the areas and what the highest and the lows are. So thank you very much for watching and participating. We hope to work with you and see you soon.